Greetings, friends, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Remy Wins a Lot show. E3 is just around the corner, and right before the festivities get going, we get to look at my favorite competitor on the stage, and that is Nintendo. There's no doubt that Nintendo right now has had an incredibly successful 2017. The Switch has launched, well, without a hitch in sales, but they just don't have enough to fill stores. And honestly, they seem to have a pretty good lineup for 2017 in their back pocket. Yeah. The question is it enough? Nintendo's of course, stranger when it comes to dropping the ball at E3 and pissing the bed in a lot of aspects. I think we've approached E3 many years as Nintendo fans and found ourselves going, well, what the heck do we make of this?
They tried.
Yeah, so on this endeavor through Nintendo, on this roller coaster of emotion, I'm joined with a familiar face. Pat, you can, of course, remember him from the last two videos. He's been nice enough to lend his time to break down E3 once again. And we're joined by a new face today. And this is our friend Mike, also from Tube Socks, right?
Yep.
All right, well, it's good to have you. You're quite the Nintendo fan as well?
Yep, glad to be here.
Yeah, all right. We brought the big guns in because I don't know how to feel about Nintendo, guys. You have all this momentum in 2017 right now. How do you go into E3 and keep it if you're Nintendo?
Nintendo's a hard nut to crack. It's always that mentality, like I always say, of taking one step forward and two steps back, be it with online, be it with just what their fans want. I mean, they have been doing a couple things here and there that have been making fans really excited. This whole Netflix thing with their classic games lineup and stuff like that. But then you see the hoary thing for online microphones, and you're just like, what are you doing?
I think that's Pat, how do you feel about Nintendo right now as we're going into E3?
I kind of feel about them the same way I always do. Microsoft and Sony they're the guys in the suits, the business executives, and then Nintendo's the guy who's like 10th year social studies major in college, hippie drum circle, sitting there just like, here's a game, and you're like, either this is the most amazing thing ever, or you sit there and question, why are you still doing this?
Yeah, I think that, that's really what you feel about Nintendo right now. I don't think there's any denying that 2017 seems to be a lot smarter of a year for Nintendo in a business aspect.
Yeah.
I think they're figuring that out a little bit better. Well, the Switches haven't been available and probably what the demand is needed. They are breaking a lot of records, and right now have some incredible pacing that their first year could be a record setter.
It's ridiculous.
Hands down. It's already on pace that it's ahead of PlayStation 4.
It's done with 2 games, though.
Have you seen they just put out another image? People are still lining up in Japan, like blocks online to get hands on a Switch months after launch.
And
people are doing that in the US pretty much.
Yeah, and we were a lot less friendly about it in the United States so far. But they did that with 2 games. So you launched with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It was really good. You've had Mario Kart since then. And there's been some titles, but nothing really huge, big, riveting. I think Nintendo has a good end of the year planned. We're probably going to hear a heck of a lot more about it on E3 days. Because, well, at the moment, we know ARMS, which is coming out in just a week and some change here. Yeah, so does Nintendo spend a lot of time talking about ARMS? I hope not.
They had a whole direct about it lately. Yeah. I hope that's them. It seemed like that was most of the game.
Get it out of the way.
It seems like it's out of the way.
Maybe one more character announcement.
Yeah. You know what? That would be great.
Something like that. I am okay with.
What would do great for them if they're going to do one more character? Have it be someone themed off of one of their classic titles.
That would be like a little Mac inspired or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Something fun with DLC that's planned.
I don't know if they're going to do that because, I mean, this is a little bit more of a stretch, but they did come out and say that they had shot down the idea of putting Luffy into the game from One Piece.
That would have been really cool, too. One Piece fans, I think, across the board here. But so you don't waste a lot of time on ARMS.
Maybe like, you announce that they're going to do some kind of thing. It would be wonderful if they did like Splatoon, where it was a free updates of new maps and stuff. If they spend just a minute saying
that it's coming, but I don't want more than just a few minutes at this presentation.
We've seen the extra
show it during the treehouse. Yeah. You know, like talk about it.
That's a fantastic time for it.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be there. We know about Splatoon 2.
I have a feeling we're going to get a big thing for Splatoon since it'll be right around the corner still, but it's right there.
I mean, it's July, so I think Nintendo probably spends maybe an unhealthy chunk of time on this title.
Nintendo,
Is that what they do?
It's their newest IP, and it actually was successful at the gate. I mean, the last one before that was Pikmin, and yes, that did well. It's gotten more games, but it never had like the hit status of like a Metroid or a Mario or so on.
Well, yeah, and Pikmin's in a weird spot right now at this point. Like Pikmin 3 didn't sell a whole ton, you know. And
Hey Pikmin, you couldn't get it.
Yeah, well, yeah, and on top of that, yeah, you couldn't find it for a long time, and you know, who owns Wii U's apparently?
Yeah.
That's what Nintendo says.
The other thing that I would think is going to be why they're going to talk about Splatoon probably the most is that original Switch announcement direct. They had that moment where they had all of those people set up and were setting up an esports thing with Splatoon. Mm-hmm. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of Splatoon because they're going to be trying to set that esports precedent to get themselves in
maybe
that
like a tournament held during Treehouse Hours or something that they'll check back in all the time.
They're definitely going to do that.
I think that would be really smart. I don't think you spend it as part of your Focus Direct if I was Nintendo.
The problem is, yeah, it's going to be there. It's going to be a big presence, but I feel like
bring it to E3. Now I think it's at this point it's important to note like last year Nintendo brought one game to E3. Mm-hmm. It was Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. It was the only playable game. That was all they had at the booth. I mean, it was a great booth from what I've heard. People waited 8 hours to get into it. It should have been good.
I mean, it was like at least it would be a half-hour demo, so that's enough time to
exactly.
Move around and do silly things in the world.
Yeah, get some feel for that game. So like, we're gonna have ARMS probably there. We're gonna have Splatoon. I think
even though it's everything else is there, it's going to be as much as Splatoon would be a really good big focus. I feel like it's going to be Mario Odyssey.
Mm-hmm. I think so too, and that's what I was about to say. I really hope Nintendo understands that Splatoon is going to do what Splatoon does. Like at this point, you've spent the marketing dollars, you've spent direct time on it, you've talked about it since the launch.
You've
of
had
the
the
Switch.
test fire.
Yeah, you had the test
you
fire.
You had a second test fire.
You've had a lot of public good stuff happening. So I think you move on from Splatoon if I was Nintendo, and I think Mario Odyssey is what you focus on.
Definitely.
That game is going to be amazing. Yeah. Spiritual successor to Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine.
I think Mario Galaxy, somewhat.
It's playable this year, I'm sure. I'm willing to wager that. Nintendo hasn't confirmed that, but I'm willing to say Nintendo has a playable demo for Mario Odyssey.
Even if it's just a level.
That's an instance of Nintendo listening to fans.
Yeah.
People have been asking for a 3D Mario forever, yes. The Galaxy series was fantastic. Even the 3D Worlds I enjoyed a lot, but it's just you needed a 3D Mario.
Yeah.
You know what I want them to show for first party? Metroid.
Yes.
They announced 2 Metroids in progress. Even if it's just trailers.
Dude, the last time they announced a Metroid, it was the Metroid nobody wanted, and I just don't know where that franchise is at.
It's had 2 birthdays go by. And
well, we're talking about titles confirmed, so that's plausible stuff.
That was confirmed that they were working on it.
I don't think it's this year we see it. We'll talk about our hopes there, but I mean, right now,
Retro just keeps hinting.
The last time Nintendo brought this many games first party to an E3 has been a long time, and these are just the confirmed games, and like I think they have to focus on these as much as, like I said, it pains me to think that they're going to probably devote too much time and space to Splatoon. But Mario Odyssey, it's going to be brilliant. I don't think anyone has a doubt on that game. I think it's playable. I think it's everything we want it to be.
Oh yeah, the build was pretty much like a good way done when they announced it.
Yeah, they're going to be giving out the Mario hats with the eyes.
Oh man, I want those so bad. If you're at E3 2017 and you want to mail me one, please just see the description. No, I'm just
he's got a PO box that he doesn't know exists yet.
Yeah, you take it all, I'm sure.
Yes.
But Fire Emblem Heroes. We've seen at this point gameplay. We saw a teaser of a emblem literally at the Switch unveil. Is this playable? Does this make the 2017 release calendar?
I hope so.
Yeah,
for Nintendo's sake, to capitalize on the Fire Emblem swell right now, I would hope so.
You mean Fire Emblem Warriors, right?
Warriors!
I'm so sorry. I just want to make sure.
the phone game.
Yeah.
I do play a lot of Fire Emblem Heroes, so you're just gonna have to.
I just want to make sure we're talking about the actual untitled Fire Emblem.
No, Fire Emblem Warriors. My apologies.
They do also have that untitled main series Fire Emblem game, but we're probably not going to see.
I think we see that game, but I think the focus is on Fire Emblem Heroes.
I think we get like 30-second snippet.
Nintendo, you've done terrible things to me. Stop it.
Fire Emblem name.
Fire Emblem name Switch game.
We might get like a 30-second snippet, like what they did with the original Fates announcement.
Yeah.
And
I think it's very brief.
I think we'll get a quick, like, little playable demo. It's just, like, you have this specific castle that you're in, just running around hacking.
Yeah.
Generic animation.
It's gonna play probably as good as Zelda Warriors. So I think I'm okay with this game. It's one thing I'm disappointed. It sounds like they really are focusing on heroes from the newer games. So we're not gonna see a lot of classic retro love.
It's gonna be like Awakening and Shadow Dragon. That's pretty much it.
Shadow Dragon, Awakening, and then
Fates.
Fates, and then Echoes as well with a big marketing. And that makes sense. It really does.
You gotta push your games. It makes sense.
And you can only have so many characters in those Warrior games before I even get bored of like the 9, and then you give me 24, and I'm like,
there's only one thing that matters though, and that's Nintendo and Tecmo. Koei Tecmo is the one.
Yeah, Koei Tecmo. Yeah.
If you're listening, just keep in mind and remember, we like Ike.
No, we don't like Ike. I'm just kidding. I like Ike.
Yeah,
Ike is real cool. But he's not the coolest. But a Fire Emblem debate for a different day.
Yes.
So an interesting thing that I think Nintendo has positive going into E3 is they have a little bit more third-party support than I think they've had in a while.
Yeah, this is the first system outside of Wii Shovelware that's had a lot of third-party.
Yeah, we saw the Wii U launch with way less in its first year than what's currently confirmed. So that's a really positive thing, I think, for Nintendo. Is it enough to fix the problem? Let's go through the games. These are the highlights. I mean, there's a lot of small indie stuff. We're talking like finally the sports stuff returning: NBA, 2K18, FIFA. It's not FIFA 18. They're calling it FIFA Switch. So it's EA's gonna do something silly.
I have a feeling. Yeah.
No, something big just came out that it's actually going to be missing one of the big key features that all FIFA games have. They just started doing last year. It's basically going to be essentially a better version of 16. So they're dropping. I forget what the mode was called, but it's being dropped.
Is that like the My Team stuff?
Manager mode?
It's
no,
something.
Manager mode's pro.
I forget what it's called. There was an article on one website that it's going to be essentially what 16 was updated roster. So we're not going to get even a 17.
I mean, but it's still a console quality game on the go.
Yeah.
So if you're
FIFA's the biggest sports franchise in the world, you need to give us a.
I think you bring the EA game, but that's EA. They messed up with Mass Effect 3 on the Wii U real bad. Like that was the worst version of the game. So I think that's once again, is it a bad sign? EA is that just EA being EA? 2K could optimize the crap out of this game. This could look great. So I guess we'll have to see NBA in motion to really get a gauge on where the standard third party is. Payday 2 is coming. We got the new Lego games coming. Nothing really crazy there. Payday 2 is probably gonna be a really good. That's a really good couch co-op experience.
Yeah, as long as they take out the microtransactions, I'll be very happy.
No, they'll be there, but it sounds like it has all the stuff, and you can just get together, sit on a couch with 4 friends, and have a great time. I think that's kind of a perfect game setup. It'd be kind of like releasing Left 4 Dead. On Switch. I would be fine with that. That'd be a cool game.
Those are some
but they won't. But so we got Fate Extella. Which didn't sell well over here in the West at all.
It was another Dynasty Warrior style game.
Seeing a lot of them. We got Sonic Mania, which is great, by the way. If you are a Sonic retro fan at all, it's one of the best Sonic games.
A 2D Sonic game made by Sonic fans that aren't trying to ruin the franchise.
Really good. Unfortunately, it's coming out for a lot of systems. I don't think that's a negative thing, really, though.
For Sonic.
For Sonic, it isn't.
Switch, maybe? It's not getting just a normal physical release, though. It's a digital download only. The collector's edition, just having that statue, I can't help feel that's
the exact reason I didn't buy the collector's edition.
It's a miss for me. I don't need any more statues.
That's more on that game than it is on the Switch version, because it's a system.
We got more anime stuff, like with One Piece, Limited World Red, released on 3DS, Vita, PS3, PS4 digitally. You've played it if you want it as well. It's cool to have it on the go, though. I mean, I think that's the thing.
But it was
like
on the go on Vita and 3DS already.
Yeah.
But it will look better.
It had a cool open world mechanic, so having another open world game on the go is nice.
Yeah, I mean, I like One Piece, but I haven't really played too many of the games. But I heard it wasn't bad.
Solid 7s are on the board.
Exactly. And then a game near and dear to my heart confirmed when they confirmed Stardew Valley coming to
oh my gosh,
Switch. That game's brutally gonna destroy lives on a Switch.
That's dirty.
Once
that's available on a Switch, and you can take that onto people already take whole laptops to take it on an airplane. When you can do that on just a Switch, so your carry-on's even lighter.
It's a really good game if you're a fan of the Harvest Moon franchise at all.
It'll time me over until Harvest Moon comes out.
I think it's actually
you mean story season.
I think it's better than Harvest Moon. It's been in a long time.
Yeah, I mean the last good one was 64.
And it was by one guy too. So that coming out I think is a big thing for me. And then Skyrim. Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Another game that could destroy lives, I think,
Yes.
coming to the Switch. You're talking about an incredibly large, expansive game, just like Breath of the Wild. That gives you enough playing hours.
Have they confirmed whether or not that's going to be the Legendary Edition that the PS4 X1 got?
It's Bethesda, so I'm saying it's going to not matter because it's not going to work at
Oh,
launch.
yeah.
There you go. You finally got it.
I think it's actually probably going to be like the PS3, Xbox 360 version.
Doesn't
ported
surprise
over.
me.
It's probably going to have some serious issues and bugs. I think that's my only worry. I think that comes out and hurts the Switch more than it helps. And it's not going to be the Switch's fault because Breath of the Wild runs at this point relatively well with some updates. I don't think it was any game-breaking bugs.
No, it was a slow dip and then one quick patch one day. It was
and it was fine. But
Yeah.
I'm really worried about how Bethesda handles this game because it really represents to a lot of, I think, more just casual gamers and just people picking up a Switch being like, oh, I can play Skyrim on the go. If that version doesn't run really well, I think that's really
gonna hurt.
I'm crossing my fingers, but as long as they come with some of the DLC already packed in, most people can forgive. If they can give Fallout New Vegas for some of those bugs, they can forgive.
Yeah, I want the Switch to run that game really well. I mean, I think it could.
Yeah.
At this point.
I mean, speaking of third parties, there's been at least just a couple really good ones that came out already.
Yeah.
Lego City, Disgaea 5.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I have a whole playthrough of.
Shameless plug, and we're gonna allow it.
Description below.
Link in the description below. He didn't tell me his channel name for like the longest time. Yeah. Well, now I know. For those of you keeping track at home, that's like several years of knowing Pat without him telling me that. But we digress. Okay, so that's a pretty good slew of games. Is that enough? If the Nintendo Switch is the only system you own at home, is that enough?
If they give me Xenoblade 2, it's enough.
I don't think Xenoblade 2 has a hope to come out this year. And that's a good point. I completely forgot Xenoblade.
I don't think it is either, but I swear, Nintendo, if you make that happen, if it does work and it comes out this year,
I think they need to scale that game back, Xenoblade, if they're gonna do it justice for me. The last one, Xenoblade Chronicles X, was not what I was.
I enjoyed it personally.
I thought it was okay.
It was good.
It was stunning. That's
And then
right.
I went-
that type of open world game on a Nintendo system was just great.
But the characters weren't great. The conversation. Why give me the illusion of choice? I don't think that has a prayer. It will see this year at E3.
Effect, though.
No, I will see this year at E3, but it's not going to be playable, and it's definitely not making a 2017.
They're gonna
video.
show
That's
it.
just my prediction.
We're
How
gonna
do you
see.
guys?
We're gonna see
Well,
probably something of it.
Xenoblade's a big game.
Yeah,
You know, that's a big deal.
it's a
for
big
them.
company. Monolith.
Yeah,
And
Monolith's-
Nintendo bought them for a specific reason.
Yeah,
they didn't want anybody to have it. It's like what they did with Bayonetta. They needed something like this of this
Speaking of
caliber.
which, if they really announced a Bayonetta 3 out of nowhere at E3,
We'll see.
Let's stick to is that enough
Yeah.
confirmed games.
But
Let's say, well, we're going to speculate in a little bit.
Going back on your original question, is that enough? I'm having a hard time. Like, I love my Switch, but between Zelda and Mario Kart, it gathered dust. And I love Nintendo with all my heart. I will download games just to have things to play on it. But aside from ARMS, which I'm probably going to get, but I'm still on the fence about, the biggest game I have coming out before Mario Odyssey is a port of a PC game. If anybody's ever played Cave Story, that's the most thing I'm most excited for the Switch, and it's
an eyebrow raising $40. Although I personally, based on the packaging and everything, I think it's well worth it.
Hey, I paid $40 for Binding of Isaac on Switch.
Yeah, which I thought, hey, that original,
but it was a good port of all the other stuff.
It had a manual,
plus that Zelda 2 manual was perfect.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And the sticker sheet.
So. Okay, that's their confirmed physical. Does Virtual Console announcement at E3 make up that hole?
They've come out and said that the Virtual Console is separate.
Yes.
So this Netflix thing we were talking about earlier, that is completely separate.
Let's clear that up. So Nintendo has declared that their year subscription service to play online with their games, which will be Splatoon, Mario Kart, once these servers go live in 2018,
ARMS.
is $20 for a year. And with that is a Netflix-style retro subscription that will have rolling titles. All of these titles will have online cooperative play enabled as well while they're available for that limited time.
Which is brilliant.
We don't have the exact time, but it sounds like it's more than just a month now. It sounds like it's going to be kind of rolling like Netflix.
Yeah.
You have some time to really get your feet wet with these games. So Virtual Console gets announced as well.
I think that's going to be coming out before next year. It has to.
Yes, I agree. I think Virtual Console needs out this year. They need it out this year, and I think
it needs to be at least more than
I
10
think
games.
with the rumors, they need a big title to sell it right away. If the rumors are right that GameCube is going to be in virtual,
yes, I was going to bring that. How far does this go? Is GameCube the cap then, or do you think Wii games?
We might see some Wii. It wasn't much more powerful than the GameCube.
I mean, The Switch has shown that with if anybody's seen with World of Goo, that it actually does have the pointer functionality with the Joy-Con, so it's a possibility to have Wii games on it.
I'm really curious if that could be a thing. I don't think it will be. I think they stop at GameCube.
I would
definitely.
There wasn't enough Wii games to really make use of it. I think that could.
Well, the Wii had like a library of 1,200 games. So
It's got how many were good ones?
I have a stack of Wii games that
I don't know, man. That's a good chunk of
If they put the Operation Rainbow games on there, I will buy them again and play them again.
Yeah. So how many games? Okay, so I think the Virtual Console launches early for one particular reason than the paid online service. They get the retro game purchases. You get people buying copies of Mario 1, Tetris, etc.
The ones that want to play no
matter what. Super NES, etc.
Zelda 1.
I think it's incredibly limited at launch. I think 3 games. There's a rumor 3 games that the internet's kind of been buzzing about, and I think that is Mario Sunshine, which would be awesome. Luigi's Mansion,
good,
and Smash Brothers Melee.
Wow!
If you launch Virtual Console with those, you would probably get a good deal.
I think you keep Smash Brothers and don't mess with it, Nintendo. Just keep it as it is. Release that game, and the tournament scene comes alive again.
Oh god, yeah.
And it's already still alive. But I think that game blows up again.
But will they draw to it though? That's a good question. No, we're a little off topic, but the fact that that's going to be sans GameCube.
I think if they do it right, you can.
Well, you just enable the USB ports on the dock for the Switch to read your GameCube adapters.
Yeah,
that's not
could work.
You call it a day there. So I think that other than that, I think N64, I think Sega Genesis stuff is going to be really limited.
They need to at least have N64, SNES, and NES at least 5 games apiece.
I think 5 is where they launch with. Yeah. I don't.
That's a minimum, and that's
Nintendo's
bad.
so stingy when they launch their Virtual Console services.
$10 for an N64 game. Like,
I'll tell you, just this is a personal thing. I think they announced Virtual Console, and I think they confirm Mother 3.
If they do
to the United States, it's been a running joke for far too long. They now have some different leadership at Nintendo that's more business oriented.
Yeah, what was it 2 years ago when they were not talking about the Wii U stuff? They did Earthbound Zero.
Yeah, they know fans want it. They're leading us on because we all bought Earthbound again. I bought it again. And I bought Mother Zero again.
And Lucas made it back into the new Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
so
it's coming, and I can feel it, and I think it's going to be a big moment. I think it's going to be it. This is the year, Nintendo. Don't disappoint me.
Maybe have a fan
please.
For it.
Yeah, just take the fan translation. They're giving it to you for free. So I think Virtual Console. Do you guys have any other thoughts? I think it's going to be cool but lackluster as usual. Virtual Console launches for Nintendo.
It's going to be the same.
Yeah.
As we've been discussing. If you've ever owned a Nintendo system with a Virtual Console, don't expect a lot out of the gate.
All right, so we talked about what we know is going to be there at the show represented. What do we hope Nintendo announces?
I said it earlier, Bayonetta 3.
I hope that they announce my number 1 prediction, and they're not going to do it because that would just be too crazy for Nintendo to do. Wii U Selects. Re-release a ton of the Wii U classic games for $29.99. Don't remaster them. Don't worry about the graphics. They're going to look great on that 6.2-inch screen. They're going to look great on your television upscaled. It's just going to happen. But release Bayonetta 2. That's how you release Smash. Release Smash 4 like that. Release Pikmin 3. I would have said release Mario Kart and Pokken like that, but Pokken, well, we know is now getting a full remaster again. I don't think that's going to happen. That would have been so beautiful to see them just like take this Wii U collection that not enough people got to experience and give people access to it.
The problem is if they did that, I feel like as not bad as it would be, but we'll see a 3rd incarnation of Wind Waker.
I would buy Wind Waker
I would buy it again. I'm not saying
I would
I'm
actually
just saying.
love to play Wind Waker on my Switch because that would be amazing. I would take it to probably Princess HD Remaster. And I know people would be like, oh my gosh, Nintendo's just padding their year. But that's a great way to pad your year. Like, you release those, and those are going to sell forever.
Those are the same people that just bought a remaster of COD 4 for $20 extra in a game they didn't want.
In a game that Activision didn't want to tell their stockholders didn't sell by itself. No, but I think but how cool would that be? I don't think it happens, but that's like a personal prediction. Pat, what do you really hope happens outside of just Bayonetta 3?
Well,
because I think all of us would agree Bayonetta would be great to see.
They've got a lot of great properties to work with.
Yeah.
Like I was talking about earlier with Metroid. I would love to get a Metroid Prime style game. Footage of that.
I'm so scared for Metroid.
I'm
so scared for Metroid.
Just give me a 2.5 Metroid, and I am gonna be in that weird camp where I enjoyed Other M. Like it was not
gameplay wise, I didn't hate it as much as everyone else.
The biggest problem was the first person.
And what they did with
mode.
Samus.
But don't get me in that. I'll go out on a tirade about that because that literally was the same exact dialogue from Fusion. People don't realize it. That elevator scene when she's first going down, everything Samus says that scene. Exact same dialogue.
No, I disagree with that, but I disagree with Samus as a character. I don't mind some of her whinier nature because she's had that display, and I like Fusion a lot actually. Too,
but that was like pretty much the same dialogue in the same. But
it had
I need
a Dynamite CG opening.
Yeah.
One of the best in video games. But yeah, I don't know. Do we get a Metroid this year? Do we get an unveil?
I don't know if we'll get an unveil, but I would love, or at least this year, get the game. I would love to see the unveil.
Make a prediction, Pat. Are you gonna see
Metroid and Bayonetta.
Okay. Yeah. Well, wow, both. All right. So I will be wrong.
Star Fox.
I will be wrong with my $30 Nintendo Wii U Selects, and he will be wrong with Bayonetta 3 and probably everything else.
And maybe a real Star Fox this time.
No, I think Star Fox as a franchise is done, and that's sad.
Miyamoto, why would you kill it?
He wanted to be too unique.
Yeah.
The sneakers were too much, kid. Mike, what do you hope Nintendo announces?
Even crazier. And I'm not a huge fan of either of these franchises. Gosh. I enjoy them, but I think the reason they got pushed back to 2018 is because we are going to see Final Fantasy VII Remake and Kingdom Hearts 3 on the Switch.
No. That's not gonna happen. Square's never releasing these games. It won't matter. I think
it's not coming out.
How do you get 7 on the Switch? It's a Sony property still.
No, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Better.
Kingdom Hearts I could see happening because Microsoft's getting Kingdom Hearts 3. So
better. I thought better. We'll combine everything. Virtual console, Final Fantasy 6 on Virtual Console at launch.
That would be awesome. A bunch of great RPGs at launch for Virtual Console. Put Mario RPG and the Legend of the Seven Stars. Put Breath of Fire 2. put Earthbound again.
Yeah, imagine if that's
we're gonna get Smash DX, and then we're gonna get Geno in it, and everyone's gonna be happy.
Do we at this point do we just say that Nintendo's gonna remaster Smash 4?
Why would
they did?
Yeah. Is that? I'm pretty sure we're getting that announcement.
It's a game that already has 2 controllers built into it. So.
Yeah, and as we saw with Hoken, it looks like they're really planning on that. Like, hey, you can play anywhere.
Yeah. On top of that too, you've got the Inklings were put into Mario Kart. You've got a series an IP that's brand new that comes out that same week.
Yeah,
that's perfect characters to put in Smash.
Yeah, RMC is probably maybe a character. I think that makes sense why the Amiibo line finished early. I thought for sure they were going to hold off to announce these Amiibo, that we're getting for the last wave with the Smash 5 or Smash 4 Switch announcement, but I think they have new characters.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be 83.
They gotta bring
it's got to be.
I don't care for them, but they got to bring back Ice Climbers. That was a bad decision.
No way. Ice Climbers never come back. They can burn. So what third-party games do we hope we see? Like, I will tell you, my number one couldn't handle it, would lose my hat, and I don't even wear hats announcement. Overwatch comes to Switch.
That's exactly what
Overwatch comes to Switch. I would jump out a window.
They talked about it, but they said they have no plans. They're interested, but there's no plans right now.
Because Nintendo's online infrastructure needs to see what happens first. But
yeah,
that's my dream announcement. Like, what's your dream announcement?
I can't even think of one right now. I gotta go ahead.
It's the problem. We haven't seen a third-party market on Nintendo.
We haven't seen a third-party game run well on a Nintendo console for a while.
So
they're usually unoptimized to a really silly degree.
I would love to see Resident Evil 7.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Making fun of that's the same gyroscope technology, get a little bit of the VR thing going with it. Yeah. That'd be something a cool thing if Nintendo announced that they're working with a headset for.
Yeah.
You just dock the Switch.
The bonus question. Does Nintendo VR exist? No. No, I vote no.
I hope
not.
But I can see where they can do it. Because you just slide the tablet section into this little headset, and you got the controllers.
Pick up your Switch and just hold it there and put it on the bridge of your nose and just balance your head, let it go, and see how
it weighs way
heavy. Too much. That's like Switch Lite.
Yeah.
Or Switch, whatever
we'll
the
see.
remaster is called.
The one thing everybody doesn't realize about Nintendo is they follow trends, and they do it either at the tail end or when they're big. And
they're either pioneering or they're forging at the end of the path.
So it's 50-50 right now.
Yeah.
They're gonna
I don't think it happens.
It's
I am willing to put my coin on the table and say
if I had to pick a third-party game I want to see on Switch, Resident Evil.
Okay, but I think that's fair. I would really think that would actually be a really good experience for Nintendo Switch to have, to be honest. That would help a lot.
I'd love to see something like a Dark Souls or a Neo on it.
It's funny seeing as they are working with the title From Software.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh yeah, Nintendo does have
From
Software on that initial logo unveil.
I'm not a huge fan of the franchise, but I would love to see.
You know what would kill me?
Yeah,
Nintendo would take my wallet immediately if they somehow got the rights from Sony to do Bloodborne on Switch.
No,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But Dark Souls 1, 2, 3 remake, I will accept.
Yeah, Dark Souls 2, maybe Dark Souls 3.
With Demon Souls tucked in there, it'd be.
No, Demon Souls.
You're not going to see it.
As well.
Yeah,
Sony,
it's Sony, but we might be able to see.
That'd be cool. I agree. I think that would really do a lot to show the Switch's broad third-party appeal at that point. I'm hoping third-party, talks about Switch.
Armored Core.
I'm hoping that on EA's main stage,
Switch and all these levers.
I'm hoping on EA stage, Activision stage, Ubisoft stage, we hear them mention Switch. I think that'd be really cool. I think that would be a sign that Nintendo's back swinging at least.
Ubisoft says they will. They said that we're 100% on board with the Switch, but that's what we heard with Wii U, so we'll see.
So that's announcements. This is a sad part for me, and that's the question I think that a lot of Nintendo fans have in their heart right now. Is the 3DS dead? Is the 3DS done? Is the 2DS XL, the new 2DS XL model that they unveiled, looks slick by the way, is that the Game Boy Micro of this generation?
I hope not.
We're at 6+ years, coming up on 7, and a little bit, well, about 7 months, but
Nintendo handhelds last forever. Their life cycle's infinite almost.
It's chugging bad on a lot of games. I Hyrule Warriors without having a new 3DS.
You needed a new 3DS. Same thing with Pokemon.
Pokemon
which
not
ran
as bad at times, but even
in
then,
battle, which is Pokemon's
totem battles.
Yeah, and you're experiencing that there's some slag going, and the fact that the Switch is a hybrid, it's going to eventually take its spot in the Japanese market without a doubt. Oh, Monster Hunter.
That's
Monster Hunter on Switch. Going back real quick, Monster Hunter on Switch going to be huge. It will change the game.
Monster Hunter. What are they calling it in the West? Double Cross.
Yeah.
Well, that's the Japanese. We haven't.
The Switch is going to just take over that market in Japan. It's going to happen.
You mean Monster Hunter XX?
So
if we get Monster Hunter Cross G, a G version of that, I will stop playing.
Or even
everything.
Double Cross.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. So the 3DS, 2DS. Is this it? I mean, right now, this year is made up of Ever Oasis, RPG Maker FES, Hey Pikmin, Miitopia, Kirby's Blowout Blast, which whatever that means for its anniversary.
Just give me another Kirby.
And they announced just today Pokemon. So Pokemon Ultra.
Here's the thing:
that's a great library.
If Pokemon's coming out, they have some confidence to keep the system running.
No, but it's not a confident Pokemon. This is a cash grab Pokemon. This is Black and White 2 cash grab caliber.
But nothing against Black and White 2. That was actually
they're okay games, but I mean at this point this game's not going to provide anything new for me as someone who played Sun and Moon. So I think I will say I think this is the 3DS's last year at E3.
When they announce, I'm thinking this year.
Yeah.
We're gonna go until June next year because whenever we see the date for Pokemon Sun and Moon Ultra, was it?
Yeah, it's September, I think. September or November.
September or November. So I think
next year.
Next year the 3DS is done.
3DS is done.
And they're going to announce Pokemon next wave of
Pokemon
series.
Stars is something to bring up. I think with this because there's a lot of rumors that Pokemon Stars is a project being worked on for Switch that could be a actual full scale XD Gale of Darkness style Pokemon adventure again on the console. I think because of the Pokemon Direct today, I don't think that happens anymore.
That's why actually I'm more hopeful that it's going to happen. If they got rid of like the things that are exciting but not as exciting as a full scale one and they move that to E3.
But why compete against yourself with Pokemon? If you're going to release one last Pokemon on 3DS, Ultra.
But
Sun,
I think if they're going to
it.
announce a Stars, it will be announced for sometime next year.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think they bring it to the C3. I don't think
think it's
tactically
next
it makes
E3.
sense. If you're trying to just squeeze everything you can out of the 3DS at this point, because it is, you're limping into year 7.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
so I think that this is sadly the 3DS's last year at E3 as
Yeah.
a main thing, especially with the Switch's sales.
Yeah, but I mean, in Japan, it's going to keep going for a while. If the, for whatever,
Oh yeah, there'll still be games
Double
developed
Cross
and
works
stuff.
with the Switch
but
and the 3DS.
I just can see Nintendo saying that hardware production is going to come to its close, and
it's going to be
there's enough out there. I mean,
Oh,
the
there's a
system
lot.
has sold incredibly well, so I think that's
I
another.
won't get any more commemorative faceplates from special editions like the 20th anniversary Pokemon one.
Yeah, that's a good one. The Sweet Animal Crossing, because Isabelle is awesome. That's
You're
how
welcome.
I say is that. Yeah, you guys are the best. So I think that that makes me sad to say, but I think the Switch is incredibly hopeful. I think the Switch has Nintendo has everything to gain or lose this year. It's their show to win. It's their show to lose.
They can't pull a Nintendo. That's all I think.
Yeah,
The fact that they have an adjective around, they can't pull a Nintendo.
It's their race though. I mean, they're the only ones on the track. Like it concerns me because it's that big. Like Nintendo, all they have to do is have a great E3, and the Switch is going to break a record, break several records by the end of this year. So that's exciting, but there's always a snagging thing in my mind as a Nintendo fan that makes me go, oh.
I'm waiting for them to do the
Still
Nintendo moment.
Nintendo. So
I mean, if they can
Still
outpace an Xbox Scorpio, that would be the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
We are
it's going to
getting-
be a crazy holiday, and I don't think Switch sales are going to get any more crazy than Mario Odyssey comes out. I think that game is going
Especially
to explode.
If they announced they'd have a bundle with that thing, there would be.
Oh yeah, every 20 to 35-year-old who grew up with an N64 is going to demand that game in their lives. So I think Nintendo is set up to do it all, and I think that they are for once going to win E3. I think is what the kids say. They probably won't.
But the cards are in front of them.
Their cards are in front of them.
It's sitting there. We'll just wait for the Nintendo move, and then we'll just put our face to our
Yeah,
palm
yeah.
and go, why?
Everything just gets closer and closer. It'll be like, hey, Pikmin on the Switch, and you're just like,
Yeah. Well, when I get really concerned about Nintendo, I hold and look at a banana.
Yes.
And I think really hard about Iwata and the success that they're having this year because I mean he built the Switch in a lot of ways. I mean, so
He built Nintendo.
so don't mess this up, Nintendo, for Iwata. All right, so that's how I say
He
that.
deserves better.
But
The man
that's-
gave us two regions of Pokemon on the same Game Boy cartridge.
Yeah.
But that's all the time we have for today, guys. As usual, mention in the comments below what you're excited about for this year's E3 when it concerns Nintendo. I think a lot of us are really hopeful. And if you're a Nintendo fan, I hope you're as hopeful as we are. Because this is a big year. This is all or nothing, baby. Nintendo, swing it. So use arms as some kind of motivation. Let them fly. Seriously.
Have Reggie come out there with his spring-loaded arm just randomly
Let
swatting at
them
Microsoft
fly,
logos.
because
Or
it's your
Sony
year to
logos.
win and it's your year to lose. So,
Stay silly. That's
so
all we
please, mention what you're excited about down below. And as always, guys, please like, share, subscribe to the video. Your support these videos has been awesome. I hope you're having fun watching them. I can't wait for after E3, so we can either be crying or jumping for joy. Either way, it's going to be tough to film, so it might be a small delay on that. But thanks so much for joining us, guys. And as always, please remember to keep playing what you love. Take care.